Lu himself met Psin at the door and walked behind him into the anteroom. Psin looked around at the shimmer of the silk hangings and the gold filigree and sat down.
"I'm hungry."
"As the Khan wishes." Lu snapped his fingers at the slaves prostrated behind him. Would the Khan prefer rice wine or kumis?
"Kumis."
Rice wine was a drink for effeminate Chinese. Psin glared at Lu for suggesting it. The slaves pattered away, keeping their eyes averted. Psin undid the laces of his coat and threw it off. He thought of asking Lu why he had been summoned, but Lu would only say that he didn't know. He probably did know. The slaves returned with a dish of meat, and Psin took it and dipped his fingers into it. "Did you ride far?" Lu said. Psin chewed and swallowed.
"I came by post horse, 3 days riding."
Let him figure out for himself how far Psin had come. He fixed Lu with another glare and stuffed his mouth with meat. The door from the corridor opened, and a great hulk of a man walked in. Psin's hand paused halfway to his mouth, and he stared.
"Sabutai."
He looked at the meat in his fingers and put it in his mouth. Sabutai settled himself down on cushions. He wore silk clothes, and his hair and thin gray beard were neatly combed.
"I came as soon as I heard you were here."
Psin tossed the empty bowl to one side. A slave scurried after it.
"Everyone knows why I am summoned but me."
Sabutai had been with Batu Khan, fighting Alans and Bulgars and other nameless tribes.
"How does the fighting go in the west?"
Sabutai smiled.
"We have some Kipchaks yet to run down."
Lu poured kumis into 2 bowls. Slaves brought one to Psin and the other to Sabutai. Sabutai looked into his as if he expected to find a bug swimming there.
"I suppose they mean to send me on campaign,"
Psin said. Sabutai smiled at his kumis.
"I shall leave the pleasure of telling you to the Kha Khan. I have been the Khan of my clan for more than 30 years. In all that while, I've taken my people to winter pasture only 4 times. This was the 5th. Would have been the 5th. You could have let an old man."
Sabutai smiled.
"You know the Yasa. If your clan needed you, you could have refused to come."
Psin hissed through his clenched teeth.
"As for being an old man,"
Sabutai said. He stroked his gray beard.
"Have more kumis." "On your father's grave,"
Psin said. He lifted the cup. While he drank, he did not look at Sabutai. When he set the cup down, Sabutai said,
"Insulting me won't get you out of this. Whom did you leave with your people?" "Tishant."
Psin wiped his mustaches on the back of his hand.
"He's been the true Khan since he was old enough to walk around a yurt. His father always off on the Kha Khan's errands."